Mars in Libra. So, a Mars in Libra is a bit of a contradiction. So I would call them aggressively non-confrontational. That doesn't make any sense, right? Well, on the surface, a Mars in Libra might appear like they are almost never putting their self-interest first in their actions. It is very difficult for them to take a direct approach. They often feel like they need to wait until they have a team or somebody okays whatever activity or task is in front of them, that their sheer will of something is just not enough. Because their willpower, their doing energy, is wrapped up in other people. Tricky. That's why it's not known as the greatest position to have. But there are some benefits. If you have a Mars in Libra, you could be part of a great power couple. Also, they are the ultimate team player. They are charming, graceful energy, and they seem to glide through their work. It's almost no effort, and no bead of sweat drops from their brow. There's always something very elegant about them. Imagine a swan digging a ditch, or a ballerina driving a cement truck. But, of course, lots of downsides here. One is that they procrastinate a lot, or they could not even know what they want to do. Strangely, knowing what you want as a Mars in Libra is a very tricky question to answer. If you ask a Mars in Libra what they want, they'll most likely start rattling off names of other people and what they want. It is very easy with a Mars in Libra to get trapped in an internal debate and to waffle back and forth, and also to be very indecisive. They want to constantly make things fair. They are constantly walking in other people's shoes, even if the battle is not their own. They could get sucked into a confrontation between two people, put themselves in the shoes of both of those people and try to help them, even though this debate has nothing to do with them. They are great mediators and they act for peace and harmony. But they can be passive-aggressive if they really don't ever work on honing in to their own needs. Of course, a Mars in Libra always hates the idea of fighting. Sometimes it's necessary. Other times they can appear to be very weak because they are within this internal battle and they're procrastinating, they're not taking a step forward. If it's a strong person that has Mars in Libra, they're going to be fighting for injustice. Maybe they'll be a lawyer doing pro bono work, someone that just creates beauty and harmony within the world around them. If they are somebody that is a weaker person with a Mars in Libra, they can very easily get under the power of somebody else, and all of their actions are for that person's will and that person's needs. And a Mars in Libra can also be kind of attracted to abusive relationship because this position is extremely interested in other people and what makes them tick, how to figure them out. So someone who is abusive and destructive towards the people that they love is kind of curious for a Mars in Libra. And they're like, I wonder what that's all about. Steer clear, stay away. They are like a director of a film or a psychologist trying to get into the inner workings of all the characters as if they're just a fly on the wall, watching what's happening, like a catalyst to other people's action. And not a director like Steven Spielberg or someone who's a star power kind of thing, but a director who always puts themselves last, hides behind the camera, watches other people, and sets them up for different scenarios. That's kind of a Mars in Libra. They're a catalyst. They don't always do things directly, but they set people up to do things. The mousetrap kind of scenario. They'll leave the bait and then somebody else will head into the trap for them. It seems like they're not actively pursuing their goals, but they might actually be doing it through the efforts of other people. But usually Mars in Libra is not doing stuff for selfish reasons. They're all about equality and making the world more beautiful. So I guess puppet mastering for good intentions isn't so bad. Because of that strong need to be in a pair, like a Mars in Libra is almost always in a couple, they will do almost anything for that person, and that can be really bad because they might not even realize that their free will is non-existent. They are so compromising that it can very easily get taken advantage of. They're elegant and sophisticated. Like I said, the ballet dancer driving the cement truck. No matter what they're doing, they seem to do it with grace and poise. They would never come across as barbaric or brutal. Actually, probably a Mars in Libra could count on one hand the amount of times that they have lost control or had a temper, because they almost never have a temper. If they do, it's in the form of puppeteering or passive aggressive, but they almost never lose their cool. And their retaliation is in the form of walking away. They will just coldly shut the doors and walk away. They like to win people over with their niceness. If you do something terrible to them, they might actually, in return, do something very nice to you. And it can be quite infuriating to somebody who just wants to see that raw loss of control, because you're really never going to get it. A Mars in Libra doesn't feel catharsis from passion in the same way that other people do. They feel more catharsis from understanding, because remember, they're an air sign. So they feel catharsis from that aha moment. Oh, that's how this works. That's why this person does this. Constantly trying to figure people out. While they are often couple people, they might also be a total non-committal Mars in Libra. One who is almost never in a committed relationship because they are too busy charming the world. But it's usually one or the other. While they are the best peacemakers, they are great at diffusing situations, like diffusing people's emotional baggage like a bomb. It's very taxing. Be careful that you're not exhausting all of your energy for other people constantly. Sexually, a Mars in Libra might actually be seen as the least sexual sign. The reason why is that they are graceful and they are poised and they don't lose control, and sex is actually art for them. It's like they probably are more into understanding you than they are the actual sex. They want to understand who you are and why you do what you do. Break into your psyche. They love to learn the psychology of their lover. They will connect to you mentally. And so even though they're not seen as a very sexual sign, placement, sometimes they could be very promiscuous because they are playing psychologist and getting to know other ways of life and the way people think. They love to please, and so they will probably be pushed around by people they care about for a very long time until they finally just have enough, and that goes for sexually as well. Because eventually they just need things to be fair. Their fantasy is they are turned on by the perfect lover, the one who truly mirrors or completes or matches them. Both people are giving, both people are working together, and that's when you really get into that power couple. Dirty sheets, messy rooms, aggression, the wrong music, smelly trash cans, old food, pizza boxes. This is not the way to turn them on. All of the details matter, and things need to be just right with all the artistic touches. Just imagine a scene in a movie, but not just any movie, but like a romantic movie. That's what we're looking for here. If you are a woman with a Mars in Libra, you're probably attracted to a man who could be flirtatious, could be a great talker, someone who carries himself with a certain level of intelligence and also worldliness, knowledge, and sophistication. Could be an artist, someone who has a very keen eye for the details and the more elegant areas of life. You could also be turned on by a man who has great control of his passions. Self-control, I think, is extremely important for a Mars in Libra. It's a sign of power to them. Being able to deny the moment for the bigger picture is part of their philosophy. So I hope you guys enjoyed my take on Mars in Libra, and come back for the next video.